Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is going to be an Aries new moon reading, which is happening on March 24th until we have the new moon in Taurus on April 22nd. This is a very, very powerful new moon, not only because it's an Aries new moon, which is ruled by Mars, which is about determination, energy, action, and just power in general, but it's also the very first new moon of the zodiac. So this is the zodiac's new year. We've also just gone through in the northern hemisphere the spring equinox. So we're leaving the winter months behind, that dark cloak of winter, and we're moving into a more fertile time and a time of new beginning and action. So it's a perfect and amazing time to set your intentions. So make sure that you guys are doing that. I'm just going to go ahead and start this reading. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. We're going to invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and spirit guides to this space to receive the messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs that they need to hear for this Aries new moon. All right, let's go ahead. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. For this Aries new moon. Now, it's no coincidence, you guys, I am using the Botticelli Tarot deck. This is a Renaissance painter. The Renaissance period was a time when things changed in art, sort of coming from, the darker ages, medieval, Middle Ages, and painting became much more luxurious, more beautiful, and they also introduced perspective, so making things look more well-rounded and more real life. So I feel like this is very important for this reading and for these times, for gaining a very good and more balanced and more accurate perspective. Okay, and Renaissance, of course, means rebirth, and that's perfect for what's happening right now, the big giant reset that we're having worldwide, and also with spring in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you guys are just getting ready to go to hunker down for the winter months. All right, Scorpio, I am not going to be reading reversals, and I am also, you might hear me reading different interpretations of these cards because they don't follow the normal Rider-Waite. They don't have all of the normal Rider-Waite symbolism, so my intuition is a little bit different. The messages might be a little bit different, so just a heads up. Okay. All right, Scorpio. So your overall energy for this reading is the Judgment card. This is beautiful because Judgment is all about second chances. It's all about renewal. It's all about up-leveling. It's about ascension. It's about raising your consciousness, raising your frequency, not only for you, but for your family and for the collective. And this card has come out left, right, and center in almost all of my readings. This is all about karmic justice as well. It's about balancing. It's about, have you been doing the work? If not, do your work. This up-leveling, raising your consciousness, raising your vibration is not only going to be good for you and your loved ones, but for the collective as a whole. Underneath that, we have Temperance. This is Sagittarius energy. This is a spiritual journey, definitely. This is also a reminder, Scorpio, those of you who are listening are earth angels. This is a card of healing, the importance of healing Mother Earth Gaia, the importance of healing yourselves, your family, your soul tribe, the collective. All of that is needed. And this reminds me that I am going to try to post in my community section. I'm going to be participating in 21 days of Reiki for the world and for the collective. So really working on sending positive energy and healing to those that have been affected by recent events, and also, trying to raise, trying to heal Mother Earth Gaia as well. So please keep your, your eyes and your ears peeled for that. Underneath that, you guys do have the Queen of Wands, and this is you in your power, your charisma, your energy. This is telling me that you are way stronger than you even know. A lot of you are a lot stronger healers than you will ever know. We have Sagittarius and we have Aries and Leo energy showing up here. Okay, and so again, this is that inner courage, that inner strength that Spirit is telling, is conveying that you guys have it, whether you know it or not, and you're very, very powerful healers, and you're going to help the collective get through this. Okay, so very, very powerful message, Scorpio. You guys are showing up here as the Knight of Wands. Yeah, so everything I just said, you guys are very powerful. You want to move, you want to shake. Your energy is, I feel like you guys have been doing the work. We're seeing that here with the Judgment card, ascension, up leveling. This is you taking charge. This is you doing, I feel like this is you also doing what you know is right morally and ethically, whether that's staying in or whether that's, you're doing things for people that can't do it for themselves, or helping, elderly run errands because, you don't want them leaving their house and things like that. This is a very chivalrous energy. This is someone who trusts their ability to deal with anything that is thrown at them. I believe this came out in the Cancer reading, and this is all about this person. He's dodging bullets and he's moving forward, but he really just trusts in his own power and his strength and his courage. And Scorpios, I feel like you guys are being very courageous. This might also speak to those of you who are still in the workforce right now, doctors, nurses, healthcare professionals, delivery men, okay? All of those people who, people working in grocery stores, all of those people who are basically in the front lines, okay, keeping the rest of us with the essential supplies that we need and at this time of uncertainty, okay? So what's blocking you? The Nine of Swords. Don't get caught in your head. Don't get caught in worst case scenario thinking. Okay, this is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, and this is over-analysis paralysis, okay? So that's what's blocking you. The intentions that you need to set, this is the Eight of Cups. Remember, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is all about focus and determination, and that can be in your career, and that can be in, whatever it is you might be doing. And so this time, for those of us that are inside and this sort of downtime, this is a real time of reset. And this Eight of Cups is having Spirit asking you to really focus on what is your happiness, where does your passion lie, and it's also turning away from the things that no longer serve you. And it could also be turning away from taking a look at what it was that we were doing as a collective that that may change, that may go away, but for the better. Okay, so also trying to reframe your focus and focus on what makes you happy. Where do you want to put your focus? Where is your determination? Where should that energy be channeled? Okay, not even just right now, but in your life. Okay, now what you need to know, this is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, there's lots of movement in here, Scorpio. So I feel like you guys are moving and shaking. This is a lot of communication. You might be offered, somebody might offer you something, and I feel like it's going to come in over online or via text message or what have you, or messenger. And obviously, because most of us are inside our houses right now, so it's not going to be word of mouth per se. The Knight of Swords, Spirit says that you will be moving quickly through this, okay? And there's a lot of change that's happening and happening very quickly. You have to use your intellect and your resolve and cut through the confusion. So again, don't get caught up in this worst case scenario thinking. Again, if you're listening to the news too much, if you're listening to people who are really focused on doom and gloom, okay, then Scorpio, then it's time for you to cut that out. This is trimming the fat. This is you paying attention to what is essential, what is it that you want, what is it that you need, and also communicating that and being authentic about it, okay, with the people, if you have people in your household or if that's just, online. Now, your outcome here is the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is an interesting energy because it's asking you to take a look at a blessing that's being offered you. This person is focused on, is kind of bored, might be sitting at home and thinking, there's not much to do. I'm going stir crazy. I sure wish I could go out for a drink with my friends. And Spirit's saying it's really important that you take this time. This shutdown is a reset button, not only for you, but for Mother Earth, Gaia. How can you make the most of it? What can you do? Do you need to study something? Do you need to learn to pray and meditate? Do you need to, whatever it is, make it productive, transmute that energy. There's no room for boredom and discontent. This is an amazing opportunity that you have, okay, to make this to do stuff that you couldn't do before because of other responsibilities. And this is also creating that fertile, balanced environment within to receive the messages from your spirit guides, your angels, from spirit. Okay, and it's really important because things are going to be moving very quickly for you, Scorpio. I can feel that. All right, let's go ahead and pull some oracle messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Okay, you guys get magical map shifter. Yeah, so this is interesting energy. All right, let me pull some more cards before I start talking about that. All right, and you get magic prayer. So Scorpio, there's a lot of magic going on around you and within you. Okay. And I feel like you have some very, very important choices to make. And once you zero in, okay, once you figure out which direction you're moving in, not only will it happen very quickly, but your prayers will be answered. And you're going to notice little miracles happening around you that are going to bring about what it is you are asking for. Okay, and yeah, this is like, maybe it's a second chance at something or with someone, or maybe it's just this complete up leveling. Whoop, and then we get coming apart. Interesting. And we get rock bottom. Whoa. Whoa, these are very intense energies, Scorpio. Yes. Okay, so for some of you, and look at that, you guys get number 9, storm fields. Yeah, okay, so some of you guys are very anchored in negative energy. All right, and that's not me projecting, that's me picking up on this energy here. You really need to reframe this as a blessing for you, Scorpio, as this downtime. I'm definitely getting some of you have lost your jobs. Some of you might work in restaurants, or you might be, you might be working, might have a job that you can't go to right now. And I feel like that's where this coming apart and this rock bottom, this is 2 10s. This is a completion of something. Spirit's telling me your prayers are going to be answered. You might be feeling extremely confused here. You might be not sure which way is up or down with all of the changes that are taking place, and that's why you're maybe anchored in this worst case scenario, or maybe you're letting it, you're letting in these negative frequencies here. Okay, Spirit wants you to look at this all as a blessing and wants you to really do some reevaluation, which we're seeing here. Okay, and figure, once you sort of do that, do your prayers, your meditations, do this analysis of, again, what I was talking about, Aries, determination and focus. Were you really happy doing that job? Well, maybe this is the time to not do that job anymore. And you've got sort of this built-in period to figure out what it is you want to do. And this is your prayers being answered, but you have to know what you wish for first. Okay, that's very clear. So take the time. I feel like some of you are very confused, like you might not know what it is you want. Okay, and you're just sort of reacting and you feel like you're coming apart and you've hit rock bottom, but Spirit's like, no, 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 no. Let's reframe this. Don't get stuck in that overanalysis paralysis. Okay, don't. See this as a blessing. All right, you might not be seeing the big picture, and this might be a very specific message for just one of you. Okay, obviously not for all of you. All right, Scorpio, but your prayers will be answered, but you have to figure out what it is you're praying for, what it is you want. Wow, interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to pull 2 messages. This is from the Enchanted Spell Oracle, and they're very powerful. All right, messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. You guys get energy. I was picking up on that Knight of Wands and that Knight of Swords. There's a lot of energy in this reading, but you have to figure out where you're going to direct that energy, because too much energy buildup without a release, that can create some anxiety. And then we have purity. Yeah, very cool. So I'm going to read from the book because these talk about different herbs and stuff that I find just really, really enchanting. And I mean it. When I know enchanting is a weird word to use, but that's just how I feel. And look here, we have the beautiful new moon showing up there as well. So yes, this is perfect for this reading. Energy is represented by the apple tree, and it's one of the sacred Celtic trees and much revered in the pagan traditions. Apples are the goddess's hallowed fruit and also feature in many myths and legends in Western paganism. Apples are used in countless spells, and especially for those of you who are in the southern hemisphere right now, you guys moving into that autumn equinox, apples are very, very important. And there's a lot of ways you can bring apples into your life through spells or just, working with apples. Apples are used in countless spells, but are particularly powerful when creating love magic, wishes, and protection from negative energies, right? Perfect for right now. On a metaphysical level, the apple symbolizes immortality. Apple wood is considered a beautiful material for a wand, so we see this wand's energy coming out. One that is bright, light, fairy energy to any spell work. Yeah. So for those of you who are interested in fairies or work with fairies, this is, I just got the chills like, ooh, that's really awesome. When the priestess of energy appears, it's time to look at the type of energy you are letting into your life. Again, we see that with the coming apart, the rock bottom, and the 9 of swords. You might need to turn off the news. You might need to turn off those frequencies that are creating, anxiety or rooting you in fear-based thinking. It's good, bad, or just downright ugly. Pay attention to how people make you feel when you spend time with them. Being conscious of the type of energy people carry with them is such a simple thing, but when you choose to only associate with people who are good for you, it can save you so much angst. And that's not only just people, because right now we shouldn't be, getting together with people, but even online, and that's just energy. So make sure you guys are doing protection spells, and that's going to come out in the purity card as well. Keep your personal energy light and bright, so raise that frequency, right? We see that here with the Judgment card. Set appropriate boundaries and learn to say yes only when you really mean it. Life's too short to give your precious time and energy away to those who seldom appreciate you. Yeah, very nice. Really good. Okay, now let's take a look at the Purity card. All right, purity is reed. This has come out in a lot of my different readings. The Celtic reed has a thick, compact root system that thrives beautifully in deep, watery depths. Its smell is sweet when cut and was often used in medieval times to perfume houses by covering the floors with the willowy stalks. All right, so again, I've pulled this out in a lot of different readings, but some of you may be saging your house or burning different herbs for purity. Some of you might be cleaning with mainstream cleaning products, which are perfectly fine as well, but also taking those precautions and really the importance of the ritual of it and the energy. Think about your energy while you're doing any of that work, whether it's cleaning doorknobs and bathrooms and things like that, or whether it's saging or, clearing your house of bad energy. Sorry, I lost my space. Where was I? I got so excited. Okay, the reed is also associated with the finer arts of writing and music. So also, some of you may be taking this downtime if you find yourself sort of, worried about what to do or, too much focused on and obviously, I'm not talking to people when you're really focused on where am I going to get food. I'm not making light of that or taking away from that. I'm talking to people who, who are feeling anxiety because they're not really doing anything. They're not working. They feel unsure. And so creative energy, and that's been coming up a lot in this reading, having this excess energy, having if you don't have an outlet for it, it can create a lot of anxiety. And for you guys, for some of you with, creativity, writing, music, painting, drawing, whatever it might be, but just doing something with that energy is going to be a huge release and bring a lot of balance back into your, into your inner world. Those on a spiritual quest might ask the creator for reeds. Ask for them to be as hollow as the reed to allow the divine to flow through. So again, a lot of my Scorps out there doing that energy work and that balancing work, whether it's Reiki, acupuncture, massage, through meditation, I can definitely feel you guys doing the work. So the Purity card appears to remind you that you are that your ability to feel deeply is a strength, not a weakness. So some of you are very powerful empaths and healers and mystics. Your pure heart operates with gentle compassion and forgiveness as the default setting, and this should be celebrated. You may pick up on the energy in a room or a public space and find yourself easily overwhelmed. That's why we're getting that Nine of Swords energy. You guys also being empathic and picking up on other people's energies, and it may not come from within, but the importance of you guys being able to suss that out and to clear your own energy and not be too much affected by what's going on around you. And because you might find yourself really easily overwhelmed. But remember that this purity is an asset. You just need to find a way to manage your empathetic heart so as to guard against burnout. Okay, so try to do things that you can do that will keep your energy at an all-time high. Raise that frequency, you guys. Okay, you have my permission, or the permission of spirit in this reading, to do that work. And that's what you're being asked to do. It's kind of like you guys are part of the light brigade, and it's time to march in whatever way possible. It doesn't mean that you have to, take any huge steps, but it does mean doing that healing and raising your own frequency first. All right, Isis, past life. This situation involves your past life memories. This actually came out for a reading I was doing for myself, and this is really interesting. So again, some of us may have been through similar situations in a past life that are similar to what are going on right now. They could have been wars, or it could have been, something similar. And so Spirit is asking you to also, if you have the chance to do any past life regression work, that's just going to be for one or two of you, and you may have already been thinking about that. Also, it's really important that you divorce yourself from the past. So it's important to do cord cutting. For any of you guys that have selenite on hand, you can do some cord cutting meditations. It's not just with toxic energies that are in your life now, but it even can go back into past lives. And that's really important because you need to really be focused on the present and moving forward. And some of you might be triggered by what's going on right now because of some sort of past life event. Okay, so this is really, but Isis was a very, very, this was not, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stop talking, you guys. That's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. You are my fellow Scorpios. My moon is in Scorpio. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, show some love by giving it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, like, share, comment. If you want, you can send me a message if you guys are feeling a little bit uncertain. And remember that I love you. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day, and take care.